How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk to you about whether now is the time to buy Solana, Cardano, or Polkadot, or all three, because a lot of these have been beaten down over the last 30 days. They're some of the most beaten down cryptos in the top cryptos. Solana down 15% this week, while a lot of other cryptos are sideways or even slightly positive. Also down about 40% for the month is Cardano. And then also Polkadot, which since its parachain auctions about a month ago is down about 50%. So what is happening with crypto? What is happening with these cryptos? We're going to talk about it here today. Now, before we get started, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, I do have timestamps too, in case you want to move around the video to each part of these three different cryptos, you can. Now, I want to take a second to tell you about Arculus, which is sponsoring this part of the video. So a lot of people ask me how I hold on to my crypto. And if you watch the channel for a while, you might know that I have a good amount on centralized exchanges. I get an interest rate, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable with that, which is where Arculus comes in. So they are a hardware wallet that is different than what you would normally see in something like a ledger, right? It's very obvious when you have a ledger, but this can fit right in your wallet. This is a card, and this is how easy it is to use. You get the app, tap the card to the back of the phone, and then you get into this wallet. So it's really easy. Once you're in the wallet, you can swap between USD and BTC and Ethereum and several other cryptocurrencies. The user interface is really simple. So this is 3-factor authentication. So you can have the biometric lock with your face or your thumb. You set your own PIN. Then also you have the card. So it is easier to use and to see than something like a ledger, and you don't have to charge it. So let's say worst case scenario, you want to sell your crypto and your ledger dies at that very moment and you can't get into it. Arculus would be a lot easier to use because it's right on your phone. Now these start off at $99. There is a link underneath the video for a little bit off for the holiday season. So if you know someone that might like this, you can get it for them maybe for Christmas. And I'm not the only person that's talked about them. They recently had a longer interview with BitBoy Crypto. So it is a very known entity. And there is a coupon code underneath the video. I'll put what you have to put in there, but you get 10% off of your order. So you can check out the link underneath the video to get yours today. So let's take a look at these 3 different cryptos here today. And the reason I'm bringing this up, first of all, they're really beaten down. Second of all, I think a lot of people are wondering about these. They're some of the favorites of the crypto community. And now I think is a very good time to buy actually all of them. So of course, we have to look at the entire crypto market. Whenever we're looking at altcoins, it's going to depend on Bitcoin. It's going to depend on the whole market. If Bitcoin falls down to $45,000 today from $49,000, all these cryptos are going to sell off. They might break supports. So that is something to pay attention to. Right now, we're in extreme fear though, which is typically a good time to buy. Usually this is when it is good to be greedy and not fearful. So a lot of people are not feeling bullish, but this can change very easily. Just recently, we were in extreme greed and a lot of these cryptos were pumping up to all-time highs. So what is happening with them this week or this month? Why are they falling down? Well, this article actually does a really good job of explaining it. And I know it's the Motley Fool. I don't really like the Motley Fool typically, but I think they hit the nail on the head with why these are down. So first of all, the entire crypto market has fallen down. But second of all, Solana had a DDoS attack this week, which is a dedicated denial of service attack. So basically, there is a plan to take down one of these networks or to clog it up. And part of that is because it is so scalable. So one of the reasons people like Solana so much is because of the transaction speeds and the low cost, but that also makes it more susceptible to attacks. So there could be a variety of reasons someone did this. Maybe I've heard this in the past because they've had another attack before. Maybe it's someone that holds a large bag of some other crypto like Cardano or Ethereum or something like that wants some of the money to flow out of Solana into their crypto. And honestly, at 0.00025 cents cost per transaction, that would not be hard to make a lot of money from doing this. So that's just one thing to consider. Overall though, I am very bullish on Solana. Solana, I actually bought here today, and we've seen pretty strong technicals from it. And I don't always look at technical analysis. I won't spend a ton of time on it here, but we haven't really seen it drop to this level in a while, which for some people is a very negative thing, right? We saw about 167. We saw a lot of support here in the 180s to 190 range. But one thing to pay attention to too is back in early October, we saw a resistance around this level. So resistance is turning into support, typically very bullish. That's typically very bullish. One other thing to consider is Ethereum just can't scale at this point. So Ethereum is continuing to go up in price, but a lot of the time their network is very congested. It's not something that can scale, and it's not something that normal people can use, right? They're not going to be able to pay $30 or $100 per transaction. Now, don't get me wrong, I am very bullish on Ethereum, but that is just one thing that we all have to be honest with ourselves about. That is not the best crypto to hold for low-cost transactions. Yes, this is bad, but their whole crypto blockchain didn't go down. It's not like they had what happened a couple months ago, which is they hit 400,000 transactions per second, and then they crashed. So that is a good sign. Now, Cardano, they talked about here, really, it's the ability of Cardano to create new updates in an efficient and quick manner. So Cardano is supposed to eventually become infinitely scalable, but at this point, they are just slow, right? There are some cryptos that have been around a lot less time than Cardano, and they've done a lot more. They've built a lot more. They've had a lot more done on their ecosystem. So right now, I think we are kind of in a interesting spot for Cardano. There's a lot of negativity towards it, but if you're looking long term, I think now is not a bad time to buy. They have Sunday Swap Labs that recently launched their DEX on their testnet, and a lot of people are helping them out with this. They're giving them feedback. They're going through different ways to help their community. They are hiring too, which is a good sign. So all of this is pretty positive. And they said a couple weeks after their testnet is live, they will be rolling it to the mainnet, assuming everything goes smoothly. So we might see that soon. Overall, I think Cardano is a crypto that most people should have at least some in their bag. Now, of course, we could see it drop further. We've seen strong support around $1 to $1.05. We've seen that several times. So I think that is something to pay attention to. If the market falls, we could fall further. But I think we do have pretty strong support, about 20% down from here. But also, I think we will probably, assuming the whole market continues to go or starts going back up, I think we will see it test the all-time highs, especially if Sunday Swap goes to the mainnet and there is a working DEX and we start building more and there's more reason to lock up Cardano. I think it will push up in price. And then Polkadot, the last one to talk about here, I probably will talk about it a little bit less, but Polkadot was hindered by concerns about capital outflows. So we looked at this earlier in the week. I believe that's the institutional investors report that they're talking about here. I really don't care. If people are selling, that's not a reason that people are selling. That's just a fact that people are selling. So institutional investors are selling. Maybe part of that is because they're locking in profits towards the end of the year. Polkadot's up a ton on the year. It was $12 in July. Even now, we have seen some strong support. From September, we saw it drop several times to this mid-20 range, 26, 27. Now, we fell a little bit below that just a few days ago, I think to 24, 25. But we have seen some strong support right around this level, maybe 10% down from here. So overall, I think now is also a good time to pick up Polkadot, but there are some institutions selling, probably, like I said, because they are locking in profits for the end of the year. I mean, heck, it was $5 earlier this year. Now it's $55 just a month ago. So definitely a reason for that, especially because they did have their parachain auctions recently. That was kind of a nice time for a lot of big institutional investors to sell off, take their profit, especially around something that is very hyped up towards the end of the year. But we have seen strong support here, and I like Polkadot long term. Now, let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely check out the link down below to Arculus to get your discount. Again, I do really like this as opposed to some of the other hardware wallets. I like it a lot so far. So let me know your thoughts. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.